In a historic development and a huge win for our judicial system, President Joe Biden has officially confirmed 235 federal judges to the bench. That's 235 federal judges with lifetime appointments. This is huge. This is more than any Senate majority in recent decades, including President Trump's.
President Biden working by our side, Senate Democrats have confirmed 235 judges, more than any majority has confirmed in decades. This is historic. We've confirmed more judges than were confirmed under the previous administration, so something no one thought we could do. In fact, we confirm more judges than under any administration going back decades.
But it's not just about the numbers, but it's about who these judges are, their qualifications, and the fact that these confirmations make up the most diverse group of judicial nominees in the nation's history. I'm talking former public defenders, civil rights attorneys, legal scholars. It runs the gamut. Also, many of them are the first to serve in their district, some being the first woman of color, some being the first LGBTQ person in their district. It really represents the fabric and nation of America. Listen to Senator Amy Klobuchar discuss that for yourself.
Not just the number of 235, which is kind of incredible given everything we were facing the last 2 years, but it's the quality of these judges. And as my colleagues mentioned, it's important that we have people from different backgrounds that become judges, just like the people from this country.
Surpassing Donald Trump's confirmation number isn't just some fun gotcha stat. No, it's a victory for the American justice system in itself. Now, when someone walks into a courtroom, whether that be district court or an appeals court, they have a better chance at getting a judge who's committed to fair and equal justice under the law. All of these judges with lifetime appointments are there to do one thing: to uphold the fabric of America and democracy.
This is a very significant achievement, and it is very good news because it means that in court after court after court, people coming in seeking justice will get a fair and honest judge to hear their case.
In our democracy, the right to criticize our institutions, including the Supreme Court, is a bedrock principle of who we are as a nation. It's in the Constitution, the First Amendment. But Donald Trump doesn't seem to think so. Listen to him say what should happen to those who criticize the Supreme Court's decision in Roe v. Wade.
They were very brave, the Supreme Court, very brave, and they take a lot of hits because of it. It should be illegal what happens. You know, you have these guys like playing the ref, like the great Bobby Knight. These people should be put in jail the way they talk about our judges and our justices.
He's attacking one of our most basic constitutional freedoms. The First Amendment exists to protect Americans against rhetoric like that. Because it's not just dangerous, it goes against everything that we stand for.
Considered by the framers of Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. And they saw the threat to democracy coming from politicians who get into office, swear their oath of office, and then try to overthrow the government. So they saw this disqualification of a tiny number of people as upholding democracy, not discrediting it. And if you think about it, there are more than 100 million people who are disqualified for running for president in America today. You know, I sit next to Maxwell Frost and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. No matter how able they might be, they can't run for president. Barack Obama can't run for president.
It's the most easiest requirement to comply with is not engaging in an insurrection.
Representative Jamie Raskin had it right when he said that disqualifying Trump under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment doesn't undermine democracy. No, an insurrection does that. The framers sought to protect Americans from violent attack using the 14th Amendment, and the Supreme Court should do the same.
And corrupted politics?
I think it's corrupted it in a way, although I can't say against the law because the law is established by the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court seems to be eager to see rich people become more powerful and to see corporations become more powerful than individuals with their previous rulings. So I think with the presently constituted Supreme Court, there's very little chance that we'll see money removed from politics.
When the former president, Jimmy Carter, speaks about the state of our democracy, we should all listen. This is a man who spent his life championing rights abroad and at home. And when he talks about the decision of the Supreme Court in Citizens United and the fallout it's had on our elections and big money, we should all take that as a major warning of where we're headed. And in the midst of all this Trump chaos, Fox News host Jessica Tarvlov is reminding us yet again of a very important fact. President Joe Biden is leaving America better than he found it.
Just in the past few weeks, we've seen his 235th judge confirmed. So now he's surpassed President Trump's record in terms of that. We're going to have averaged out to 3% GDP growth. It's pretty hot. The stock market is so hot that soon to be President Trump round two wants to take credit for it. Holiday sales up 3.8%. I mean, there are indicators of a very strong and healthy economy and of a lot of success for President Biden. And I think that in a couple of years, once he is out of the spotlight from all of this and people have not forgotten necessarily that Kamala Harris lost, but have moved on from a lot of the material that was in that Wall Street Journal piece, which was certainly explosive, that they will look differently upon him.
And perhaps President Joe Biden's biggest legacy will be these 235 judges he's confirmed. Listen to him talk about it for yourself.
Precedent matters. Precedent matters. These judges will be independent, they'll be fair, and they'll be impartial. And they'll respect the rule of law. And most importantly, I know it sounds, I never thought I'd be saying this, they'll uphold the Constitution. They'll uphold the Constitution.